So with our new Office 365 accounts and our Schoology accounts, we now have the ability to link a OneNote class notebook with Schoology. Now, the big difference between a regular notebook and a class notebook is that it gives you three sections. One is a teacher content library, and that content library allows you to share anything with students without them having the ability to change it. The second piece is a collaboration space, and that collaboration space allows your students and you to do just that. The third space is individual student notebooks that are part of this bigger class notebook. The student notebook can only be seen by the teacher and the student. So, if you decide you want to do this, you click on, first you go to your class or your course through Schoology, and then you pick OneNote Class Notebook, and you click Sign In to OneNote. Once you're there, you're going to sign in using your long username. So this part is the same as your email address or any username you use in school. The second half is the long part, which is wcasd.k12.pa.us. And your password is the same one that you use in school for everything. Now you have a wizard of sorts, 6 steps. One of the key steps, I believe number 2, is for you to decide if you want to have a co-teacher for this notebook who will have all of the same rights as you as the teacher do. This step, step 4, is particularly important. It allows you to have Schoology add the students from your course directly to the notebook. If you do go that route, which is what I recommend, just a reminder that when the notebook is finished being created, you won't see any students in the notebook and be able to distribute anything to them until your students access the notebook through Schoology. Another choice that you have is which sections of the that you want to add to all of the student sections of the notebook. These are the standard ones that OneNote suggests. All you have to do is uncheck them if you don't like that. And if you want to add a new one, for example, articles to read, then you just click Add More and you put in a custom section for that particular, for all of your students' notebooks. Just a reminder that you can do this after the fact, so it's not essential that you make these decisions in the beginning. You just can't remove any from all of your students' notebooks in the future. Once you click the Create button, it'll take a moment to create the notebooks for all of your students. So if you have a lot of students, it might take a little longer than a click of a button. Once you as the teacher are finished, you have 2 options to edit it, to open it in OneNote or open it in OneNote Online. I'm going to recommend that you open it in OneNote. The reason you would open it in OneNote is because that's where all the rich features are. But let me show you what it would look like if you opened it on OneNote Online, which, by the way, you can do from any computer that doesn't have OneNote or from an iPad, for example. You can even open these notebooks from your phone. So this is what OneNote Online looks like. You'll see we're here in OneNote Online. We're in the browser, so in Chrome or Internet Explorer or Firefox, whichever you're using. And then you can click this, these 3 lines to expose the navigation through the notebook. And that's what it will look like once you have clicked those 3 lines. So you'll see here's the collaboration space, the content library, and then as your students join the notebook, their names are going to appear here. So if by chance you do open it in OneNote Online and some of this got cut off, you can just click here to edit the notebook in OneNote. Once you click Edit in OneNote or open the notebook in OneNote, you'll, depending upon the browser you're using, I was using Chrome for this particular one, you might get something that basically asks you whether or not you want to launch OneNote, and you click that. You'll get a warning that this might be a dangerous file. You know, you created it, so you're in good shape, so you can click yes. If you get any kinds of questions about making the desktop the default application, always make OneNote 2013, the desktop version, the default. Then you have your notebook open in front of you, and you can edit it to your heart's content. If you put anything in the content library, your students can see it, but they cannot change it, but they can copy it and put it into their sections of the notebook. In the collaboration space, they can change anything at all. They can work together, and you can see it as well as all of the other students can see it. Since you're going in through Schoology, your students' names will begin to show up once they access the notebook. And once you run out of space, you'll wind up with a drop-down that lists all of your students. So here I am as a student in a notebook, and I can see my own section of the notebook, but I cannot see all of the other students. So this is what it looks like when I am in the notebook, and you'll see that this particular teacher included sections in the student's notebook that are class notes and lab. And there's this green flippy arrow, and when I click that, it's going to expose the collaboration space and the content library. People tend to miss that little green flippy arrow, and it is rather important. And there you've got it, how to create a OneNote class notebook via Schoology.